Assalamualaikum, Doctor. First of all, we'd like to thank you because you want to be interviewed.
Okay.
Before I proceed with the questions, can Doctor introduce a little bit of yourself, your qualification, and how long have you become a lecturer in this course?
Okay, in the university. Okay, my name is Mimi Hafizah binti Abdullah, and my qualification.
Yes.
My qualification. I did my degree, my undergrad, my first degree in Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Mathematical Sciences lah, in the University of Adelaide, Australia, and then I did my Diploma of Education in University of Malaya, and then I did my Masters in Business Admin as part-time in IIUM itself, part-time, but at that time I have not joined IIUM yet. So I was in a private university. I was teaching in a private university. And then once I joined IIUM in 2003, then I did my PhD in 2008 lah, which is also in Australia, but in a different university, University of South Australia, also in Adelaide. And how long have I been teaching?
Yes.
After my DipEd, then I joined private university in 1993. Until now, so it's over like what 20 over years dah kan?
Yes.
So yeah, so I've been teaching like in the private university, business maths, engineering maths, all kind of maths, in business, in engineering, and in I can't remember. And then when I joined IIUM, I also teach maths in Kuliah of Science, Department CTS. So varieties of subjects lah. Even I started with calculus juga dulu. So I've taught calculus. I've taught calculus for biotech, and now I'm concentrating only on teaching financial mathematics courses.
Only financial mathematics. Thank you, Doctor. So we start with the first question.
All right.
What is your teaching philosophy in this course?
Okay. Well, for nearly over 20 over years, so I would say that I have a few principles lah. My teaching is still a learning progress. It's still a learning. It's still, what do you call it? It's still work in progress.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it's the end. So because every time a new student, new enrollment, new batch will have a different challenges. Okay, so it's keep changing lah. I wouldn't say that. Of course, my teaching there's always weaknesses and strengths, so I am still learning. So because different students have taught me different way of teaching, and also for another point is that like a lecturer or a teacher, you still have to be an open-minded lah. To new techniques, because I've taught for like 20 over years, so you start from now, it's progressing kan, all the learning, teaching and learning methods, assessments, so it's changing. So like I said lah, it's still work in progress, and you got to be open-minded. And another thing is that students should, what do you call it, extend their beyond the scope in class lah. Right. So in order for them to expose to new challenges lah.
Okay. So Doctor, what instruction method that you like the best or you use the most in this course?
Okay. In my lecture, in my class, I mostly what do you call it? I do have slides. I do have notes. I do but one thing, when I put up in the iTalim, the notes and everything, so what the students do in class is that we go through examples,
Mm.
and then we do it together in the class.
Oh.
So my instruction method is it's very what do you call it, face to face kind of thing. And I will choose students how to present it in class lah. So given the situation and mostly it's like that. It's do you call it face to face learning or something? It's like when you give them a problem in class and they would have to solve it there, and different varieties lah.
One by one.
One by one, face to face, I'll go around in the class to see their progress or whatever their problems and so forth. I like the projects basically. Projects is where the students can practice their hands-on kind of experiment. For example, you give a real life task to the students for their project, and then they would need to submit report. For example, let's say they need to find, especially like in my subject, my course, Financial Maths 3, the students will work in groups and they would actually collect stocks, prices and information from the Bursa Malaysia. So they would have to come up with their own investment, real task. Like for example, I would give them a hypothetical sum of money, let's say 10,000. Okay, so you use that 10,000 to invest in whichever. So at the end of the project, so I give them like few months you do project and then calculate your return whether what you spend 10,000 will you get less than that, a loss or profit. So that kind of assessment, I love it because the students would have variety when they report, when they present. You would know
what they
some of the skills some they really make money and some they don't know how to invest also. Like for example, they invest in Magnum. I like that kind of assessment lah. And of course for maths lecturer, for maths course, you need quizzes and exams. That's how the students brush up their theory and formulas and so forth.
For the fourth question,
Okay.
do you incorporate or use any e-learning system to support your instruction?
Okay. Basically what I'm doing, I put all my notes and assignments in iPad in. So other than that, I what do you call it? I don't have any other e-learning tools, whatever. But however, the students, when they do their homework, they submit their project and all that, they have to do some programming skills and submit in spreadsheet and all that, because this is all like, for example, like for mathematics, when we deal with analysis of data, so you've got like hundreds and over values, so rather than doing it manually in class using formulas, so it's using Excel, because outside in reality, even in companies, they want Excel. So they are given the hands-on how to do Excel using, even you can do programming in Excel itself. Ada program, they call it Visual Basic Application, VBA. So you do a programming. So I bet you know only like what, Maple and MATLAB and all that. You have another application, VBA. So the students are doing that.
Okay. For the next question, share with us, how do you make the class more interesting so that the student engaging well in class?
Okay. In reality, most of the time, students feel that maths is boring. So it's just formulas and theorems and stuff like that. So what I do, because I teach financial mathematics, so the students, what I'll do is I relate finance and maths, and also before the start of any class, I give them a real case
Mm.
situation. For example, I give an example. Let's say there's a topic on Black Scholes Merton option pricing model. Okay, so it's very dry.
Yes.
So many formulas, variable, and all that kind of stuff. So what is it used for? So I give them an example. For example, if you want to price a product like an asset, so what formula are you going to use? So which one is the best one? Which one is and then what type of product that we have in the market? Maksudnya you don't just have stocks, you have options, you have swaps, you have futures. There's so many. So I give an example because one thing, the book that we use is US based. So whatever the examples in there is all about US. So I give an example what we have in Malaysia, in Bursa Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange. So that's what I'll do first. I'll get them before we go through all the concepts and the theorems and then all that. Sometimes they could see because you're not in that field, right? So you and furthermore, I give an experience of last time I worked as a broker also. So I give them an experience. I told them my experience on how it works. Although it's a very short job, but then at least you know I relate it to
them
the students.
intro about the topic.
Exposure sikit lah.
Yep. Okay. For the sixth question, after all this year having taught this course, what you can share with us the most challenging thing for you to make student learn well?
Okay, challenging. Problems. One thing is that most of the students, when you are given they can grasp if you are given a formula, so fine. But when you are given a situation, where you are given a scenario, it's all in writing, you know. There's no formula there. It's all in writing. And then, what is your suggestion, recommendation, and all that? That part, they lost. They don't know where to start, what formula to use, which chapter, what, and all that kind of stuff. So, I normally practice them with that kind of situation. Practice makes it perfect. I mean, there's no point for me blabbing in front of the class. You just need to give a real case scenario and practice. So, because in reality it's like that. You are given let's say two projects. So which one is the best one? So how do you recommend to your client, to your customer? So which project is the best one? Because one thing for sure that helps. Of course they can't see it now. The seniors, they've already graduated. They call me. They call me because they are given this task, so they wouldn't know, madam, how am I going to use this? Can I use this formula? Can I use it? So at least they know that at least this formula there's a useful thing to do, kan? Of course, one thing I always remind them. Although because I teach financial maths, there's an application. But what about others? But the thing is, in reality, you don't see, when you go to work, you don't come across metrics.
Yes.
You can't come across differentiation, integration. You don't have all that differentiation, integration every day, kan? But one thing, because of that skill, of analytical skill, you get what I mean? The student, because when you are given a scenario, when you are given a situation, how do you solve it? Because there's so many ways to solve it, kan? So you can use this way, you can use A, you can use B, you can use C. So it makes the students think on how to solve. Problem solving lah. So that is the most important thing, because outside the industry, they want problem solving skills. So that's kind of things that they want. So how do I overcome this is to always give them a real life example.